This is not how you handle it. Oh my goodness. So I don't know about you, but I am absolutely shocked how one little interview is completely destroying the right. Like completely. And I've said this before, AIPAC, if you want me to fix this, I can. It's going to cost a little bit more than $7,000, all right? Netanyahu's going to cost a little bit more than $7,000. Not even a little bit more, a lot of bit more, okay? But the more you go on this path, the more damage you do. The more damage you do, the more I charge. I just want to be perfectly clear. That being said, what they are doing right now is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Most recently and most notably, you have Ben Shapiro. Now, Ben Shapiro has spent his entire life not even acknowledging Nick Fuentes, okay? Not even mentioning him. This has gotten to the point where Ben Shapiro put out a 41-minute video about the Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson interview.
That topic is the fragmentation of the political right. That fragmentation is being caused purposefully by a splinter faction of people led by a young man named Nick Fuentes.
I want you to understand, that is so dumb. So dumb. I couldn't believe like the misstep that these people are taking. What makes this 41-minute video so bad, what makes it just the worst thing ever, is that in this 41-minute video, he's doing a character assassination. And he's doing a character assassination of Tucker and Fuentes. Now, the problem with this character assassination when it comes to both of them, but mainly when it comes to Fuentes, is that he's compiled a montage of clips trying to paint a picture of who this person is, who Nick Fuentes is. Oh, he's Holocaust denying, he's a Nazi, all this. The issue with this is that these clips, as you can tell, are from various different years, right? They're from various different timelines. Because one timeline, he looks like a baby. Another time, he's got a beard. Another timeline, he doesn't have a beard. He's got a little peach fuzz. And it's just like, it's a hodgepodge of clips trying to paint this narrative. The issue with this character assassination technique that he's going about is that, first and foremost, it gives Nick Fuentes two outs. What are those two outs that you think Fuentes is going to say? First and foremost, he's obviously going to say what every Republican says or what every conservative says about Charlie Kirk, right? When I bring out a clip of Charlie Kirk, what do they say? Oh, it was taken out of context, Lucas. That's not the right context, okay? That's not what he was saying. If you gave the whole context, you would see that that's not what he was saying. That's what he's going to do. Secondly, it's old clips mixed in with new clips. Now, anyone with an IQ above room temperature, as they live on this planet, longer and longer, their views start to evolve, given as far as the information that they attain. So trying to use old clips to defame and ridicule and castigate someone presently, that's not a good tactic, okay? It's not a good tactic because Ben Shapiro himself has said some, controversial or we'll say anti-Trump things where now he's not saying that.
He's the biggest man in the race. He's the roughest, toughest bastard out there, and he tells it just like it is. Except he doesn't, because as entertaining as Donald Trump is a liar.
We have, Vice President, J.D. Vance, who has said, called Trump Hitler, said he's the worst person ever, called people idiots for voting for him.
You've said, I'm a never Trump guy, never liked him, terrible candidate, idiot if you voted for him, might be America's Hitler, might be a cynical a-hole, cultural heroine.
And now, right, now he's saying he's singing a different tune. So that's a problem right there. Now, what makes all of that just even more problematic is that, I don't know if he knows this, but he's funneling people to Nick Fuentes. That's what he's doing. He's funneling people to, Tucker Carlson. That's what he's doing. People who may not have heard of Nick Fuentes or may not know some of the stuff that he says, they're obviously are going to see, well, what's the entirety of the clip? What are some other people going to say? Other people are obviously going to leave comments saying, hey, that's not the full clip. This is the full clip. All they need is one clip of Ben Shapiro trying to frame it as something. And I would argue the clip where he's trying to say, oh, that Fuentes is a Holocaust denier. Then he shows a clip of him saying, him questioning the numbers of the Holocaust.
Nick Fuentes is a Hitler admirer and a Holocaust denier.
Buddy, it's Führer Friday. It is Hitler Friday.
Hitler was a pedophile and kind of a pagan. It's like, well, he was also really fucking cool. It doesn't really sound correct to me. Wait a second. It takes 1 hour to cook a batch of cookies, and you have 15 ovens, probably in 4 different kitchens, right? Doing 24 hours a day, every day for 5 years. How long would it take you to make 6 million? I don't know. It certainly wouldn't be 5 years, right? The math doesn't seem to add up there. The math doesn't quite seem to add up there. I don't think you'd result in 6 million. Maybe 200 to 300,000 cookies. And I think the Red Cookie Association said something like that, probably 200 to 300,000 cookies baked.
They're not denying the Holocaust. They're just questioning the 6 million. They're saying, hey, no, I agree that Jews, Jewish people, it's horrible what happened, but I don't know if it was actually 6 million. Damn. Now, that in and of itself is not Holocaust denial, right? The same way in which they would have Candace Owens, right? Benny Boy. I don't know if you happen to remember this. You funded Candace Owens's faux, documentary on George Floyd, where what did she do? Ask questions. What have they tried to usher in this anti-black racism this entire time? Via asking questions. I'm not racist. I'm just asking questions, right? That's what they've done. And that's what she did. Trying to say, well, did he die from fentanyl? I don't know. I'm just asking questions. Now, when those questions are asked of your history, when those questions are asked of your culture, when those questions are asked of your people, now all of a sudden it's anti-Semitism. Now all of a sudden that you're anti-Semite. Now all of a sudden it's a problem.
He's out of line, but he's right.
That's a hypocrisy that I don't like, Benny Boy. That's the issue that I have, is that many of your base, they had no problem. Whether it's white people, white Jews, it doesn't matter. Many of Ben Shapiro's Daily Wire base and, Dennis Prager and a lot of them, they had no problem with the anti-black rhetoric that they were funding. No problem with it. In addition to that, by him showing the clips and saying, oh, he's a racist and stuff like that, you are alienating yourself from the vast swath of the Republican Party. Damn. I don't know what to tell you, but a very good, large majority of the Republican Party is racist. They are anti-black. So when you show a young youth, a white youth, saying that, hey, white people are absolutely justified in their racism against black people in the fact that they don't want to be around them.
Nick Fuentes says that white people are justified in being racist.
The reason that we talk about this, by the way, I know a lot of black people see this and they go, man, why are you always talking about black people, this and that? Because there just needs to be some shame here. Well, there's a few reasons. First, white people are every single bit justified in being racist. Every single bit justified, to the extent that that means going out of your way to avoid black people when you see them.
Bro, we had, what's his name? The dude who did the comics, who said this, right? You have these people, that is a belief that they have, a very much 100%.
Nick Fuentes says that Jim Crow was actually better for black people.
It was better for them too, number one, but number two, who cares?
You see, during Jim Crow, the black family was together.
That's right.
During Jim Crow, more black people were not just conservative, because black people always have been conservative minded, but more black people voted conservatively.
What?
We had, even when it came to reparations, how did they frame reparations? I forgot his name. I think it was Tuberville or whatever. He said, hey, Democrats want to give the criminals reparations.
Some people say, well, they're soft on crime. No, they're not soft on crime. They're pro-crime. They want crime. They want crime because they want to take over what you got. They want to control what you have. They want reparation because they think the people that do the crime are owed that. They are not owed that.
That's how they view black Americans. That's what Ben Shapiro has been sponsoring this entire time, of marring the image of black Americans, of criminals, thugs, gang members, all this, right? The degenerates of this country. Now You want to somehow turn this around and be like, look, he's racist. He's racist. You don't get to play that card, Benny boy. You don't get to play that card. You don't get to galvanize and radicalize your base into anti-black, propaganda, and then turn around when someone does the same thing or someone says, yeah, I agree, we shouldn't be around these people, and say, oh, look, they're racist. You guys are one and the same in that regard. One and the same, Benny boy. So now you look like an even bigger hypocrite than what you already are.
Ironic.
Now, in addition to that, he obviously goes over Tucker Carlson and, shows clips and everything of character assassination of Tucker Carlson. But you want to know why this video is so problematic? Do you want to know why this video is so damning and is actually a fluff piece for Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes? The reason being is that in no point in time in the entirety of the 41 minutes does he mention one thing that Tucker Carlson or Nick Fuentes said in the interview. Damn. Does he mention one thing where he tries to rebuke or rebut what they said in the interview? Do you understand that everything they said in the interview went untouched? That all this video was merely a character assassination to try and get people not to watch the interview, to try and get people to say, why would you listen to these people? Don't even watch the interview. That is going to, once again, the Streisand effect. The more you try and censor something, the more interest it's going to cause. So now, by you trying to do this horrible character assassination, you have done the opposite because you didn't address any of the criticisms, any of the concerns that were levied in the interview.
Are you retarded?
You are, I would say Ben Shapiro and Daily Wire are the #1 reason for anti-Semitism, bruh. At this point, you may be a self-hating Jew at this point because there's no way that you could overlook such a glaring gap, bruh, such a glaring problem. This is like the Death Star. Like, what are we talking about? I don't know what to tell you. As I said before, I'll say it again, AIPAC, Netanyahu, whoever's out there, if y'all need my help, I can help y'all. I can crush this. But the more you go on about this and getting more and more people to say, oh, we've got to denounce Tucker Carlson. Oh, we've got to denounce Nick Fuentes. Oh, we got to call them anti-Semites. That is not how you handle this. What you are doing is that you are leading more people, you are funneling more people to their cause. So if you want a rise in anti-Semitism, if you want a skyrocketing in white nationalism, if you want a skyrocketing in white supremacy, you keep on going about this route because you guys are doing an amazing job. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think, whether or not you believe. Please, no, he exposed them. That's what he did. Okay, he exposed them for being just Nazi sympathizers, Hitler-loving racists. That's what he did. Or if you can't believe, bruh, if that's what you think, you have, I don't know what to tell you. You don't have an IQ above room temperature. Because for the vast majority of people, okay, who have their pulse on society, on the in crowd, on where, majority of Americans feel and what they think, that is the opposite, okay? That is the opposite of what this 41-minute video did. The opposite. Anyways, if you happen to disagree, you know where to find me Thursday through Saturday. Disagreement day, the number on screen, you call in, we duke it out. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think about this and subscribe and all that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing. Look, he's racist. He's racist.